Hello, constant viewer. Welcome to Ice Open FX. I'm Ezra. In this video, I'll be breaking it down from our technical and fundamental to try to understand where we have our next impulsive move. In doing so I suggest you stick to the video to the end so you understand everything what we talk about today. So, looking at USDJPY, we understand according to our previous analysis on this particular pair, we have been bullish. So we will very soon we will add another pair to this our outlook. So maybe we could add US 100 or NAS 100 to these outlooks, at least for those people that do trade stock market. That is in dice. Now we also add maybe one crypto pair, either BTC or Ethereum, to this outlook so that we can follow them up before our next upcoming series that we have been talking about for a very long period of time. So here we have our structure and everything clean and perfect. So if you have not been following us before, so let me just give you a little brief of what market is actually doing on this time frame. So on this time frame we have a previous low, which is this low. Market rated that very low with this area. So after reading it, we call this low right here a break of structure to the downside. So since we have a break of structure right here to the downside, we expect market to form a range structure right here, which market actually did, created a lower low, lower high right here, a lower low. So after a formation of range structure, market gave us what, a minor break of structure into the range. Since market has already broke structure into the range, so what do you expect market to do right here on this time frame? You expect market to give you some clear structure formation and all. So now since we have right here, so market gave us in this sell scenario right here, we have our minor break of structure right here, our minor break of structure to the downside right here. So since we have a bearish formation right here, what do you expect market to form? We have this as our what, inducement. We have this as our inducement high, so which is basically our primary inducement, and we have this as what, SC candle, which is sponsored candle. So since we have a sponsored candle, so what do you expect market to do right there? You expect market to give you a confirmation S. You don't take the entry, so you have to wait for confirmation on lower time frame, and in waiting for that confirmation you have to understand what market do on lower time frame to avoid being trapped in the market, because some people actually see everything whenever market break a swing high or a swing low, they actually think that it's a reversal, right? So all are not actually reversal. So we'll be dealing with those stuff, and or we do with those stuff in Ice Open FX private mentorship. So right here on weekly time frame, you could actually see what market has been doing, and according to what I expected market to do, I'm expecting market to what, trade into this range and give us what, a bearish structure right. So since I expect a bearish structure right here, we expect a more bullish move into this range based on refinement. So if I would want to refine that particular POI, I would refine it in two areas, just like this right here and this particular area as my POI. So this will be my refinement on those POI where we'll expect what, a bearish continuation right there, and which market has already traded into one. So likely this could actually give us what, a bearish scenario right here. If there's what, a confirmation on lower time frame, I could trade into this range for another higher high or reading this low, and a change of order flow based on our technical and fundamental analysis from the previous video I posted here on my YouTube. So right here was where we had as our last what, area of break of structure to the upside, and we explained the reason why we said that this buy move will actually happen and what market actually used. All right, so looking at market right here, we have broken a new structure range to the upside, just like as expected. So since we have broken a new structure range right here, what do you expect market to do right here? We expect what a bullish movement on lower time frame to trade particularly to that particular time frame, or a possible movement on lower time frame for us to expect what a bearish move into this nearest range. So this is our nearest structural range based on this time frame. This is our nearest structural range based on this time frame. And a little piece of advice I would give to you is that you must make sure that you don't trade during news when you are actually trading currency pairs or anything that news affects. So always keep off during news, some impact news, except you trade news based on news strategy. So I believe news has a different strategy which is basically quite clean and simple. Now if you want to trade news, let's say for example we have news coming out in the next let's say 15 minutes, and this is the range where market is trapped. So when market is trapped within this range on lower time frame, like on M5 mostly, so you will calculate the range high and the range low. So you will set your what, your limit, your buy stop right above uh let's say 10 pips away from your entry level, the same thing. But it doesn't work always, and there's what we call slippage. So most times I do advise most of my students to stay out of news, not the what trade news. But in case maybe you want to what try it, this is actually how you can actually trade news, having your what uh setting your limit order 10 pips away from your the recent price level, 10 pips above also. Buy this will be your sell stop, while the upper one will be what your buy stop. Then your TP should be what, just like, depending on how you have studied the news, if it's a high impact news that can actually move up to 50 to 70 pips depending on that particular pair. If it's on good, up to like some of them to move up to 100 pips. So you can actually set your what, your TP level at least 50 pips. If it's on GU, at least 30 pips. On EU, at least 20 pips. So respectively on each of them. So that is how you can actually trade news. So looking at here now, we expect a what, uh, a bearish structure right here on lower time frame. On this time frame, we are still bullish. So we wait for what, a reversal on hourly time frame or on intraday time frame. So now let's look at our former last week quote data to see what market actually did, or what we actually expected of market in this coming week. So looking at the code data right here on in front of us right here, so you see the code data on USD and on JPY. So since the code data right here, so the long position in this code data, you can actually see that they are still decreasing, telling you that the sellers are losing their power. And based on this, we are actually using the non-commercial, and we are also not the non-commercial, so we are following ourselves. So the people that are actually long on USD are actually reducing. This shows that USD is losing strength or depreciating, uh, losing strength basically gradually. So the short position is actually increasing. So since they are increasing, this actually shows that people that are selling USD now are more than uh, the rate they're actually buying at the moment. Though buyers are still more than the sellers, but the rate they're selling it is more compared to the rate they're buying it right now. So their percentage on long, you can actually see it here, 81%, and the percentage of short is actually 19% right here, which you can see right here on the chart. Now we have our net position and the current value of last week good data, which is this. Now since you have it right here, you will notice, or you'll be able to see that they are actually what, reducing the long position. So this signifies what, a reversal on USD, but not yet until technical analysis has confirmed it. As order flow still hold to the upside. JPY the same thing. We can actually see that they are increasing the long position on JPY. This actually shows that JPY is gaining strength. The short position is also what being increased. So both are increasing. So sorry, the long position is reducing while the uh, short position is increasing. The same thing for their what percentage on long and short. The net percentage also is higher than the actual value. All right, so this actually shows that they are reducing their short position right here on the chart. So that is that on this quote data. So since that is what is happening, so that means you can actually expect what a little bearish move right here on lower time frame. But till technical analysis give us what we want on intraday time frame, we won't follow that. So we'll keep on updating this pair right here on YouTube, also on our Instagram pages. So do well to follow us on most of our social media. If you have any question, you can also hit up on most of our social media and inquiries on Ice Open FX. So that is all for today. So good luck. See you guys.